The water in Mallorca doesn't taste like what it ought to.
No. The water in Majorca don't taste like what it ought to.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste quite how it should.
Majorca!
Mallorca?
Majorca!
Mallorca?
Hi, Dale. Any danger of some refreshment in here?
Here you are. Get your laughing gear on there.
Oh, golly. The water in Majorca
What's that?
don't taste like what it oughta. Oh, gosh. The water in Majorca don't taste like what it oughta.
She's cracking. She's only corrected.
You're absolutely wrong.
Heineken refreshes the parts other beers cannot reach.
Hello Resurrection Retro fans. I have a bit of a treat on the desk here. While walking back from my new job in central Manchester, I passed a second-hand shop called Empire Exchange. I was just browsing through some of their stuff, the CDs, DVDs, videos, a couple of video recorders, all sorts of other bits and pieces. And I came across this, which was an Atari 600 XL sitting in the bottom of a cupboard, completely loose. Literally just sat there at an angle up against some other junk. And this is a rare thing. This is not a common thing. The 800 XLs you can get for, you can find them. 600s, they normally go for a lot of money. You can pick up one for untested for 50 to 80 quid. I got this for less than a tank of fuel in the UK. I just saw it and I went, I've got to have it. When do you see one of these floating around in the wild, which isn't on eBay, being spanked as if it's a lottery win? They want a lottery win out of it. No, I was pleasantly surprised. Condition, it's dirty. One or two minor scratches that might come out. One or two marks. All the keys seem to be there and working. Yeah, that one seems to be fine. All the buttons work there. The on-off switch on the back seems to be clicking away. I just had to buy it. And then the funny thing is, I mentioned it to Neil at the RMC Cave. He's a friend of mine, and I've gone down there on a number of occasions to help him. And I said, "Oh, well, look, I've picked this up." And he came back not long afterwards, like maybe a few minutes, saying, "Did you get that for Empire Exchange?" And I said, "I've got absolutely no idea how you knew that. How did you know it? How did you know that I got this from Empire Exchange in Manchester?" And I just said to you. So turns out somebody else had seen it, and I think they told him. So that was just quite an amusing thing that actually Neil knew where I got it, even within the first few minutes. So yeah, other people have seen it and passed up on it, which worries me a little bit. But it seems to be complete. It seems to be dirty, but in reasonable condition. Even the rubber feet look okay. So the Atari 600 XL was a lower spec machine to the Atari 800. This had 16K of RAM, not 64. It's got the cartridge slot at the top here, which is full of filthy crap. Still got the two joystick ports on the side. It's got the peripheral port here. It's got on the PAL ones you have a monitor port here. I don't think the US ones you have a monitor port. Got the TV out, the RF power, and also the parallel bus, so the expansion bus. So yeah, I just had to go for it. I really had to go for it. There's not that many of these around, and even when they're out there, they tend to be fairly expensive. And I think for what I paid for it, I think it's an absolute little bargain. So, let's dig into this. Let's see whether it works. I have not seen whether it works. I've held back. I've just recorded another bunch of other videos, and I really, really wanted to do this one first. But I thought, no, I'm going to get the other ones out of the way, and then I'll do this in one go. I have taken the power supply from my Atari 800XL. I have got the audio video cable ready to go for the TV. Let's dig into this. So, let's open it up. Before I even power it up, I want to see what's inside it, see what I've got, and if it's broken, if it's been molested. I don't want to plug my power supply and then blow it up. I'd rather have a quick look, see what's going on. So let's unscrew this. So I've never owned one of these. I've had 800XLs many times, and I've got a really nice one in my collection. So okay, we've got some sort of connector inside. Let's see whether I can pull that out. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we've got a bunch of resistors on a little PCB. So actually it looks like an adapter actually. That's different from the 800XL. Interesting. We've got some sort of earthing pin there with that there. It's part number 10001 revision 3. Don't know how old this thing is. We'll might have some idea once we see the chips. Oh, there we go. So let's put that there. Okay, we've got a dust bunny. It's very dirty. I don't think anybody's been in here. It looks relatively unmolested. Let's undo the heat shield and the bits here. No, okay. Well, we can start to see inside it, but okay. So all the chips are socketed, which is interesting. Okay, let's see whether I can get this out of the way. Wow, okay. Let's zoom in on this and have a look at it. Okay. So, RF output. Looks like audio stuff over here. Crystal oscillators. Probably something to do with the colour. We've got don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. I have to look it up on that one. AMI Korea CO4889 CO21698. I need to look these up. 65208. That could be the processor. So I think some of these are the actual custom chips. And then we've got some glue logic over here. Possibly some, so 74LS 08, 74 S32. Yeah, 74 there. That looks like ROM. I'm not sure what that is either. So that's interesting. I'll have to look these up. We've got a bunch of capacitors all over the board that will all need replacing. I don't know what the hell that is. That rubber thing on there. So I think somebody has been in here before. It's getting this out. That's the fun part. Okay. I remember the 800 was a bit of a faff to... There we go. There we go. There we go. Got it. So is anything connected on here? No. It's just then should just... Oh, hang on. Yep, we've got a screw here. Yep. There we go. One solitary screw holding that down. There we go. Zoom back out again. So we have the board out. We've got some bodges going on there. Looks surprisingly factory fresh. I can't see any solder joints anywhere which look like they've been reworked. Power switch, no, nothing. Okay, so let's just put that here. Underneath we've got the RF shield, looking quite manky, and then under the screws here we've got the two screws from the that, and also a third one there. So we've got a bunch of screws there. So we've got a couple of dust bunnies and a whole load of crap in the case. This thing hasn't yellowed. Look, if you look there and then you look at the back, that hasn't yellowed. So I think it's been kept out of the sun, which is nice. Okay, let's have a look at the board. Let's just zoom down on that. So, right. Let's check the chips for movement. Oh, all right, move you. They all seem fine. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure whether that's correct. So, yeah, okay. Right, I think it's time to see whether this thing starts and does something. I don't see anything which is bad or nasty. So what I'm going to do is I am going to... is there corrosion on that? Yeah, I'm actually going to power it up without the keyboard in, plug it into the television, and see what happens. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Excited! This is the moment I like. Okay, let's reposition you and get you so you can see. So I have a known good working power supply here. I've got the video. Let's just turn the TV on. Get that up and running. We need to plug the video in. Let's just make sure that this is working. Yeah, that's fine. So we've got video input, we've got TV over there, power's off there. Let's put this into here, which is the power. And let's see whether this works. Are you ready? Look at that. Oh my God, it's working. Oh my god, it's working. Fantastic. Nice clear screen. Nice, good. It's a really nice picture on that. No jail bars, no nothing. Wow. Okay. Now, I have got a Uno cart. I'm a big Atari fan. And I've got both the serial I/O adapter, floppy disk, and with the SD card, and I've got the Uno cart as well. So with this, I can plug this in, and we should get something on screen. Let's see what happens. Look at that. It's working. Oh my god, it's working. Brilliant. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to probably check the keyboard. So we know that we've got a working machine, I think. So let's plug the keyboard back in. Okay, I need to hold it up like that because it will touch the circuit board. Okay, let's power back on again. There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. No 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That. Delete. Break. Tab. Q, W, R. No R. T, Y, U, U, Q. That. F. So we've got a pattern here: 4, R, and F. These working now. G, H. No J. K, L. That. Caps. Yeah, caps is working. Shift. Yeah, that's working. That shift is working. That shift is working. Z, X, C, V, B, N, M. That. Okay, return. Yeah. Print. I can't do that. Okay. Reset works. There we go. So we've got the self-test. Let's just turn this up a little bit. Let's select audio visual. Nice. Voice 2. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Select keyboard. Stop. Help. Select memory. Start. Okay, so it looks like it passed all of its memory tests. Now, On the 800XL, I believe you have 4 rows of that, so each of those is a 16 kilobit line there. Yeah, excellent. So it's passing RAM test, it's passing all the other tests. Yeah, we've done memory, we've done audio visual, we've done keyboard. That's good. That's really, really, really good. So, okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to power it off. This cable is very tight, so I need to be careful. Just, there we go, so I can put the cartridge back in. And I can, up, down, enter. Let's see whether we can load Boulder Dash, which is one of my favourite games of all time. Boulder Dash. There we go. Enter. Interesting. It don't go. It don't go. Reset. It's very clear. It's actually far clearer than I thought it would be. 70p. There we go. It's not loading. It's not loading at all. Okay. Maybe these games are just won't fit inside the 16K. Let's go B for back. D. Dagobah. Yeah. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? It's not happy, is it? Wow. So let's pull the ROM cartridge out and let's put the serial port disk drive thing in. There we go. So this basically emulates a floppy disk. Yeah, I need to power this up separately. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I will deal with that one later. It's all a bit much holding this keyboard and everything. I'd rather wait until I'm ready with that one. Let's put the ROM cartridge back in again. See what we get. Yeah, everything I try, it's just not loading up. So, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to start giving this a clean. The basics seem to be working. Pull that out. So, okay. Chips are getting warm. Yeah, okay, the chips are getting warm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a clean up. I'm going to clean it all up, get it nice and looking presentable, and then I'm probably going to give it a recap because we can see that actually it's running. I think somebody put that there to hold that. I don't know why they would put, yeah, something to do with that, maybe, I don't know. Looking to see if any of the traces have been cut. I don't think they have. Right, okay. This is really good. Yeah, I'm going to give this a clean up. I'm going to put a little bit of equivalent of deoxit into all of these just to make sure they're all good. Excellent picture out of it through the monitor. I don't know whether the RF works. We can try it out at some point. Yeah. Let's check the back of the board. Apart from a few bodges on there, this is made in Hong Kong. Yeah, apart from a few bodges on there, which I think is factory, I think it's all right. Now, what we can do with this is we can do the upgrade, the 64K upgrade, so it can actually run a lot more stuff, which I think is well worth doing to make this a nice usable machine. Give it a recap, because these capacitors, they don't look like they're leaking, but they're very old. They're axial capacitors, actually they're radial capacitors by the looks of it. Yeah, let's start giving it a clean up. Look at that dirt inside there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of these keycaps off, and then I'm then going to give it a bloody good clean. I am worried there is a little bit of damage on that on that ribbon cable. I need to ohm that out and just double check that. Let's put that to one side. Turn that TV off. Let's get a brush and start wiping this down. Right, I'm not using, I'm putting it under the water. I want to keep the label. That's important to me. So I don't want to put water on it and it then starts lifting. So again, I'm just using like a Windex or window cleaner. It's Mr. Muscle glass cleaner, just to basically bring the whole thing up. That's looking a lot better. Yeah, that's definitely looking better. It wasn't too dirty actually. Let's try this one. Still little bits of the plastic that you peel off of the actual the flaps there, so somebody had fun peeling that off. Let's flip it over. I could take the cover off, but I might do that later. It depends on how I get on with this, whether I actually dismantle it again and give it a bloody good clean up. This is just a quick whiz round to make it look decent. That's looking a lot cleaner. There's a little scratch just there, and some of the there's pitting on the aluminium, which I can actually sort. I can actually polish that and get that looking a lot better. This is really important here. If sometimes you can get static on the cartridge, because some of these cartridges are actually metal, and that's actually grounds it. That's important. I've seen an Atari with that missing, which had all sorts of problems. So yeah, the Atari logo itself is starting to corrode a little bit, but it's all right. It's okay. It might have been stored in a damp environment for a short while. Okay, let's just dry that off. Cool. So I cleaned the keyboard up, resoldered all the contacts, but when I plugged this into the 600 board, At one point, I only had those switches there, those keys there being processed, and nothing on the main keyboard. Now, some research is that this is actually these keys are controlled by a different chip, different MUX chip to this. So I thought it might be the MUX chip, so I swapped them around. These are multiplex chips, which basically take the keyboard is scanned many times a second, and for key presses, sort of millisecond timings there, and essentially it converts that into something that the chips can understand. So I thought it might be one of the MUX chips, so I swapped them round, and the keyboard was still nothing, absolutely nothing on the, except break key was working. So I thought, okay, well, I resoldered all the connections on here. This is the edge connector here on the 600 board, and attached to it was this resistor pack, and this resistor pack is used to help debounce on keys. So if you press a key, the actual up action can sometimes cause a double like a double L or something like that. You're pressing L, and so yeah, it basically stops the debounce. That's what I've researched into this. And with this connected, it wasn't really doing the keyboard. So I thought, okay, let's with this setup, this and that together. So I got my Atari 800 out, and I took it apart and took the keyboard off and attached it to. Actually, no, I did it the other way around. I took the keyboard off and I attached this keyboard with this on to the motherboard on here, and it worked absolutely fine. So I then took the keyboard off of here and put it onto here, worked absolutely fine. Put this back on with these two connected onto this, and it was being intermittent. So I've taken this off, this resistor pack connector off, and just plugged it directly in, and it works absolutely fine. So there's some sort of connectivity issue going on here. It's single wipe connections on here, and I've cleaned it all up. I've checked all the solder points. I've even resoldered quite a few of them, just out of sheer bloody mindedness. And yeah, I've taken it off, and that now works. Generally, there's one or two keys which are still playing up, but yeah, it's responding. Really weird, really weird. Last night I was thinking, oh my god, I've broken it. I've absolutely broken it. One of the MUX chips is shorted out or something like that. And no, it does work. It's just being temperamental. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to set you up, and I'm going to start on the tripod, and I'm going to start replacing capacitors on here. So the radial and the axial ones. And basically just refresh all of the electrolytics on this board. I do actually have a set of like 5 MUX chips coming in, just in case there is a problem. So I've got some spares, so if that does happen, that's fine. Yeah, the MUX chips, by the way, are... let's have a look. Zoom in. Oh, bloody thing. There we go. The MUX chips are CD4051BE chips, and so I got a number of them. About, I think it's 5 for about £5, something like that. But yeah, also looking, a quick thing I forgot to point out, I was looking through all the chips here, and it's all late 83. So 31st week of 1983, 40th week of 83, 25th week of 83. 19th week of 83. What's that one there? Can't seem to see anything. Oh no, yeah, there we go. 6th week of 83. 1983 there. So yeah, I think this is 8320. Let's have a look. 8331. So this is a very early one. 83. Yeah. 83 board, so yeah, it sort of ties in late 83 to mid 84 for these. So yeah, it's an early one, and it hasn't got the membrane on the keyboard. Oh, sorry, let's put it up there. It hasn't got the membrane on the keyboard. It's actually cherry switches. I believe they changed them over to a membrane at some point. Yeah, so it's an early one. That's an 8334. You can see there. So I'm going to give a bit more of a clean up, do the capacitors. I'll set you up for that one. I'm going to go and grab myself a cup of tea, because I'm powered by tea, Earl Grey tea, that is. And let's get on with these capacitors and get this all done. All of the capacitors have been replaced except the 3 non-polarized ones here, which I'll leave. So yeah, we've got 470 there, a few 22s, a couple of 10s. Everything seems to work. I've just tested it, just a quick test, make sure the actual system isn't completely dead, and it isn't. So yeah, that's all done. I'm now going to put it back into the case, the bottom case, get it all tightened up, and then we can then continue on with the keyboard. The computer's back together again. Got something on the screen. Keys are still not exactly working properly, but I can work on that. I'm just literally just trying to test out the SIO device here. So I'm just going to try that. Yeah, it's looking a lot cleaner, a lot better, a lot happier. Apart from the keyboard, which we'll sort out. Okay, so I took some of the keycaps out. 34 ER SDF here, and they were all grouped around there, and also the brake key didn't seem to want to work as well. And so I've took them all out, cleaned the contacts, made sure they all worked using a ohming them out, beeping them out. Everything's fine. Put them back in, nothing. And so I started tracing the actual contacts, and I found a problem. Let me just move that there, and let's just make this. There we go. Right, let's put that there. Now, I was ohming out 3. So we've got a contact here. This is number 3 on the keyboard, and it comes down to here. Then it comes down to here. Then it comes down to here, and I was getting continuity between these 3, but nothing there. And then I suddenly realised there's a crack in the board, all the way through the board. So let me just zoom in. Right, let's try and steady myself. See here, crack in the actual trace. Crack in the trace. There's cracks all the way through here. So something's hit this and actually cracked the entire board. So I'm going to scrape away the like that. I'm just going to gently scrape it away, and I'm just going to bridge and then check continuity of. Yeah, as you can see, it's a crack there. Goes into that one. How far along does it go? I think that's it. It actually goes between the hole for there, all the way along. I think that's it. Actually, it goes there. So we've got all of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm just going to basically bridge these, and I'm just going to ohm it all out and actually check to see whether there's any other problems. And I just didn't even notice it at all. Right, let's get on with that. That's a unusual one. So I just scraped a little bit of the trace away and then just soldered across the crack. I really should put bridging wires on this, but I just wanted to get this up and running and see if everything else is okay, and then I'll actually go back and bridge that. So this is purely a temporary repair just to get the machine up and running, the keyboard all working okay, and then I'll go back and actually then bridge those, and also probably put some super glue across those cracks just to sort of give them a bit more mechanical strength. But yeah, didn't even notice. Right, let's get this back together again and try the keyboard out. I think we're there. I really do think we're there. Right, okay. I think we're all there. The brake key doesn't seem to do anything right now. I might check into that. So if I reset, see, it does seem to work, but just doesn't respond to that thing. So it looks like we've got everything in. Now, where I've desoldered some of the keys are slightly wonky, so I need to fix that. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. That was a really good fix, and the machine is pretty much operational. Cool. I'm just going to sort of sort out these keys, just make sure they're all aligned properly, and then yeah, take it from there. So the Atari is all back together again. Went together back well. All keyboards completely working, everything's all there. I've plugged the joysticks in, this terrible joystick I've got. Cartridges in, we can choose a game. Let's have a look. I have been searching around for ones which might work, and this one seems to work. There we go. It's done. There we go. And we've got, let's, oh, this joystick's horrible. There we go. Let's see whether we can get. Sorry about the camera work. It's just really difficult to play this game with a crappy joystick. It's an interesting little game. It's like Asteroids, but with a slightly different route. There we go. Yeah. Really nice. So I think the next route for this is to upgrade it to 64K, so it can actually play all Atari 8-bit games, and see how it goes. I'll have it on test. There we go. Let's reset that. What's it going to do? Yeah, ready. So I'm going to have it on test. I'm going to purchase an original power supply for it as well. Upgrade the RAM, which is really cheap and easy. And I'll do a video on that. I will try to get the back cover for that expansion slot. The Atari 800. If I can just grab that. That's what it should look like. So yeah, there we go. As I said, it's a nice addition to my collection. Never owned one of these before. I have quite a few of these ones. They're pretty much the same machine. It literally is just RAM and a slightly different form factor and motherboard. I think it's got an older ROM on this, OS 1 or 2, something like that. And this has got the slightly better basic. But yeah, well, thanks for watching. As I said, it's been an interesting fix. Fix the keyboard, have a bit of a clean up, replace the capacitors, and then the next video on this will be replace the RAM and upgrade the RAM. So thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.